Are you thinking about flipping houses but worried about losing money or making big mistakes? Today I'm going to break down 10 top mistakes that I see flippers make all the time. The biggest mistake I see people make is using an unrealistic ARV or after repair value. When you're looking at comps to calculate your ARV, you have to look at apples to apples. And what I mean by that is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house versus another 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. Your square footage should really be within 1 to 200 square foot of the subject property to any of your comps. If it's outside of those ranges or it's any farther than a quarter of a mile, you're taking a risk that the comps you find aren't going to be true comps to your property. It's best to be conservative when you're calculating your ARV, and I see so many people not doing that. Common mistake number two, not having an accurate rehab budget. It's really best practice to have a licensed contractor who's going to be doing the work walk the property with you to give you a written estimate. Anything outside of that is just a shot in the dark, and you don't know exactly how much repairs are going to be. I know it's difficult to always do, and as an experienced flipper, I don't always do it, but it's best to really have the people that are going to be doing the work walk the property to give you the estimate. That's the only way to have an accurate estimate. Mistake number three, not factoring in holding costs or enough holding costs. And what I mean by that is you're going to incur these costs, maintenance, utilities, lawn care, through the entire time you own the property. And a lot of times people only look at how much time it's going to take to rehab the property. You're going to have these all the way until you sell the property. And a lot of people don't figure that in. So that's definitely something to account for. Mistake number four, not tracking the market or looking at the current comps that are selling while you're renovating the property. This is a huge one because one or two comps could really blow your ARV. So you need to keep track of what's going on in the immediate vicinity around your flip so that you can account for any changes that might be happening. Mistake number five, cutting the wrong corners on your renovation. There's a lot of ways you can save money doing a flip, but things like the kitchen, the master bath, and the master bedroom are things that will always bring value. And people look for those items when they're looking for a new property. So make sure that you don't cut corners on those types of renovations because they will have the best return on investment. Mistake number six, ignoring the final details. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments from agents saying, wow, you really did a really nice job on this flip. Things like caulking the baseboards, making sure all the paint is off the floor, making sure your electric outlet covers, your light covers all match and that they've been replaced. They're little details, but people will think if they walk in and they see a lot of sloppiness that the entire renovation was sloppy. But the reverse is also true. If you pay attention to those details, it will pay off in the long run. Number seven, and this is a big one, and a lot of people overlook this, and then they lose money and they wonder why. It's ignoring the nuances of the property or the house. So, what do I mean by that? If you walk into the house and it's an extremely odd layout that just doesn't make sense, the buyer is going to know that as well. Another thing, if the property's on a very busy street, you're going to eliminate a large buyer pool because people don't want to live on a busy street. So if there's a double yellow line, you may want to keep looking for your next flip or realize that it might be a 10% lower ARV and account for that with your numbers. Number eight, over or under renovating for the area. You always want to look at your comps to see what level of finishes that you should be using because your comps are going to tell you what people are buying in the area. So, for example, if laminate countertops are very popular in that area and you put in quartz, you're probably not going to get the price that you want for that upgrade of the nicer countertops for the area. It just doesn't work that way. The reverse is also true. If people are expecting quartz and you put in butcher block, that's not a good thing. So you always want to take really good notice of what your comps are doing in the area. Number 9, and I know this is controversial, a lot of flippers don't do this, but I personally believe it's very important to stage your house. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten the wow factor from people walking in because they're so impressed on how the flip looks when it's all staged with furniture. I know it's an extra expense, but I firmly believe that it pays off. And number 10, this goes along with number 9, don't skimp on excellent photography. I have seen people flipping where they actually pull out their iPhone and take pictures to place on the MLS. Please don't be one of those people. Spring the extra $250, get professional photos with the right lighting. It will definitely pay off for you. I hope this has been helpful. I love to share any information I can about real estate investing. So if there's a topic that you're interested in, please comment below and I'd be happy to do a video on it.